Hi, my name is Bruna Leao, and today I'm going to be telling you two stories. The first one is a Brazilian Christmas. The second one is from anxiety to therapy. So, any country all different countries have different holiday traditions. Brazil, we do celebrate Christmas because it is a Catholic country, but my family celebrated not like most people in America do because it's a different family, a different country. Over there, we would all go together to my grandma's house. My grandma's house was in this big apartment. It was in the ninth floor of the building. So whenever you'd see you go to the balcony, you could see everything. It was like really, really beautiful view. You could almost see the ocean from my grandma's house actually. Well, we'd all get together at my grandma's house, and my family was by no means small. Like my dad had five sisters and one brother, and each one of them had children, and some of my cousins even had their own children. It made for a hectic party. We'd all get together at my grandma's house, and we'd eat dinner. And the things we'd eat were very different from Americans. We'd eat a steak cut, and then we'd have rice and beans and farofa, which is like a fried type of flour. It's a side dish. It's really good. And we'd eat and by the time that we finished eating dinner, because Brazilian Christmas, at least my family celebrated Christmas the day before Christmas and during Christmas Eve, so we ate a Christmas dinner instead of a Christmas lunch. We whenever after eating dinner, when it came close to midnight, all the kids would get together at the balcony, looking up and looking out across the balcony into the skyline because we were waiting for Santa Claus to come. We'd be looking out into the window, looking for his sleigh, and we'd see the flashing lights or like the planes, thinking it was his sleigh. It was really cool, and we thought that he was coming because my family had this tradition where a person would dress like Santa Claus. Every year was a different person. They dressed like Santa Claus, and they'd have all the gifts for the little ones, any kid under 12, and they would come back into the house with the gifts, and all the kids would hear the doorbell and be screaming Santa. Not literally that, because that's not the word, but Santa. We'd run into the living room and he'd give out gifts. It was such a heartwarming memory for me. Me and my family still tells it to everybody. My second story is from anxiety to therapy. When I graduated high school, I had been in a slump. I had decided that I was for real going to go to college. And to go to college, I needed more money because college is expensive. So I was looking for scholarships, but for the life of me, I couldn't find any scholarships because all the scholarships I could find that I could possibly apply for, they required you to be in financial need. And my family at that time was not in financial need. So every single scholarship I looked into was just a disappointment. And then after a couple weeks of looking for scholarships, I just started feeling dread about looking for scholarships. And I would get anxious about looking for scholarships. Whenever I didn't look for scholarships, all I could think about was that I needed the money, I needed the scholarships. So I felt a need to look for scholarships. But then if I looked for scholarships, I'd feel anxious because I was looking at scholarships and I couldn't find any. It was a very vicious cycle that kept repeating itself over and over and over again. I would feel a rock in my throat that stopped me from breathing. It was getting to that point. And until one day, I was looking for scholarships and I just broke down. I couldn't do it anymore. I didn't tell my mom. I just went to the living room and I called my dad, who was in Japan at that time, so he wasn't with us. I called him, and when he answered, I just started bawling. And my dad was panicking. He thought something had happened to my mom or something, that an accident had happened. But no, I was just bawling. I gave my dad a heart attack. My parents found out how much this was weighing on me, and my mom decided to do one of the best things that ever happened to me. she decided to have me go to therapy. This was during peak COVID time, like 2021, like mid 20, like beginning of 2021. That's when it happened, or like 2020 still. Yes, it was 2020. It was still 2020. I think it was around September or October. Doesn't matter. When I started going to therapy, which was online, by the way, because we couldn't do it in person due to COVID, my therapist really helped me to learn how to not feel judged by others, or like take everything literally. She taught me how to think about my feelings and view them in a different way, or see that what I was calling myself, words such as lazy or other stuff. But lazy was a big one for me, that I called myself lazy all the time. She told me that it wasn't true, or the way I thought about it wasn't true. And she taught me that I didn't have to do things exactly like my parents. I didn't have to rush through something. If I started something, I didn't have to finish immediately. I could take my time and still have the same results. I didn't have to finish everything in a single day. So I thought how to pace myself so I wouldn't burn out so quickly. That entire process took such a weight off my shoulders.